What's going on, everyone? JJ here. We are about to start a Best Ball Mania draft. Per usual, it's Wednesday, hump day. Let's get to it. The draft is full. I see that Liam Murphy, Chess Liam, is sitting here in the 109. Might have to DM him real quick. Let him know that we're drafting next to each other. We have a Best Ball Mania winner in the draft. But I'm in the 110, not the best spot in the world. We'll see how this thing goes. I don't like being next to Liam. That's going to be frustrating. What's going on, Clutch? What's up, David? Can't believe. Yes, we have the first preseason game tomorrow. It's crazy. What's up, C40? MV Prof, what's going on? Robert saying Snipe City. Yeah, probably will be Snipe City. Hopefully we go with a different build from one another. Like, hopefully there's like a running back that falls or something like that. We'll see. What's going on? Good to see everyone. I don't know if any of you guys read the draft guide. I talked about my daughter and her birthday and her choosing between a birthday party and going to a water park. Well, we did the water park thing. Went to Great Wolf Lodge the last 24 hours. And let me tell you, it felt like 3 days being there with my now 6-year-old daughter. Her birthday was yesterday, and a 19-month-old son. It was a great time to be a dad. We had a great time in general, but it was draining. It's a lot. It's a lot. Kids have a lot of energy, turns out. Where do you get the notice to join BBM and draft live? I'm not sure what you mean. Just grab Bills players at the turn. Haircut looking fresh, brother. I got a haircut like a week and a half ago or so. I think I'm going to get it refaded up on Friday because I had some stuff going on. I'm going to the expo the week after, the Fantasy Football Expo. Got friends coming to town the week after that. Got a lot going on in August, so I want to refade this thing up. Not to mention the humidity in those places. Yeah, oh my gosh. Fortunately, it wasn't like super packed because it's the summer. I feel like those places are usually crazier in the winter. But yeah, it was wild how humid. You walk in there and just immediately you're just destroyed with moist. Kids are able to refill their energy from the surrounding adults. Yeah, I mean, my daughter had a blast. Oh, missed the live draft. I just joined the drafts. I don't necessarily do it so that people can join with me. All right, Liam chose AJ Brown. No surprise. I'm going to go Puka with the first pick. Great Wolf Lodge is in the Poconos. The water drains you too. Yeah, there's apparently like 23 of them. There's one in Charlotte, which is one that we went to. I've been to that water park in the winter, and yes, it's exhausting. I can't imagine the winter. This is my first time going to it. And obviously middle of the summer, people aren't going to be like as inclined. They're not going like, oh, let's go to an indoor water park in the middle of the summer. But we did it for my daughter's birthday, which is on the 30th. But I mean, look, it was fun. It's just like, I mean, we only did one night. I don't know how we could do more than the one night. TBH. So I'm probably either going Gibbs or London with this next pick. Tyler Algier. Okay, here's a good question. Tyler Algier news bring Bijan down for you at all? What's the news? That they talked about him? That they're going to use him? Like, is that like genuinely, like, is that the news? It's not changing my viewpoint on Bijan. Braylon Allen was getting a ton of love in camp with the Jets, and no one's talking about bringing Breece Hall down from it. I still like Bijan a lot. I think in season-long drafts, both of them should be drafted higher than where they go in best ball drafts. They're going to lean on him to tie their cleats. Yeah, look, I mean, like the bottom line is a lot of like every backfield is going to have some sort of tandem. If anything, in my opinion, there's more evidence that the Jets would use an RB2 based on Nathaniel Hackett's history, based on what they did in the draft, than Atlanta doing it. But I think both of them are like, I think the RB2s are going to be involved in those offenses. At least the HVAC system didn't collapse at your Great Wolf Lodge. Oh my gosh, that sucks. That would be awful. Shipley getting hyped for first team reps. Yeah, I saw that. I've been drafting a little bit of Shipley this offseason, especially with like my Dallas builds. So right now we got Puka and Jahmyr Gibbs. Puka, the Rams, trying to look up their schedules. They get San Francisco, the Jets, and then Arizona. San Francisco is a nice common opponent between these two teams because the Lions get San Francisco in week 17. Oh, I didn't give you guys my eye doctor update for those of you who were here in the last stream. Even if you guys watch this later, and you're not watching it live, your boy does not have perfect vision. Your boy has astigmatism. I got a prescription. I'm getting glasses over the next week. I don't have to wear them 24/7, but I'll wear them to drive, to work, to watch TV. And I'm too old to like go the contacts route at this point. Like I can't touch my eye. I'm too old for that. You got to get used to that when you're younger. So I don't know if I'll wear them during live streams or anything, but if you see me out, I'll probably have them on. I'm getting old, man. Times are changing. Times are changing. I'm an old man. Was hoping for just a strain. Welcome to the Astigmatism Club. Fortunately, so I don't know how much you guys I don't know what these numbers mean, but I had my eyes were minus 1.25 and minus 1, so it was like evidently that's not that bad, which it's not. Like I can live, but it's not the most like, you know, like they did the little thing where they like, you know, he says like 1 or 2 with the lens, and you say 1 or 2, okay, 3 or 4, and then you pick and blah blah blah. You go through all the way to 20 or whatever it is. I know I'm preaching the choir with the people who have been to the eye doctor throughout their entire life. This is literally my first experience as an adult. And so he gets my lenses and stuff, and then at the end they put them both on, like, you know, through the machine. They just put them both on, and my immediate reaction was, yeah, see, Mr. Scamper says it's hardly anything. I understand, but when they put the right lenses on me, I felt like I had the Farsight gun in perfect dark. I could like see through walls. It was amazing. And like the way that I think about things, when I feel great about something, like when I change my diet and I started feeling really great, or when I exercise and feel really good, whatever, I just do those things over and over and over again because I like to feel optimal. I like to feel great. So that's why I think I'm just going to wear the glasses all the time, even though my eyesight isn't that bad. So will this cause you to prefer dark mode more? Look, we've made the switch to dark mode, folks. It's dark mode, okay? Okay. We don't need to. That was actually one of the most common. Wow, look at Saquon's fall. It's 306. There he goes. That's a heck of a value. What's this team looking like? Man. Saquon. All right, here we go. So where we're at, probably looking at a wide receiver. I don't really care which one at this point. Could go Laporta to get Detroit. We'll see. There goes Diggs. Derrick Henry's kind of intriguing here too. Someone said Josh Allen incoming for Liam. We'll see. We'll see what Liam does here. Nope, Tank Dell. I think we might want to get a little weird with it. No, I want to go wide receiver, I think. If I can. Jeez. We'll go Pittman. I don't feel great about it, but we get the wide receiver. We already have the running back. I don't want to fall behind. Just the way it goes. Because I do think that if Laporta slips, I'll take him. But if not, then we're going to go wide receiver. I don't have a ton of Pittman. Stigmatism makes everything blurry. I have 20/30 vision, but stigmatism is the issue. Yeah, it's just a weird the way I describe it, and I described it to the eye doctor, was every like piece of text is like duplicated, shifted a tiny bit, and then the transparency is changed. All right. I want to wait on tight end with how this is going right now. Let's go Amari Cooper, get another wide receiver. I'm not really worried about correlation right now. Could go Pacheco, but I'd rather, this is a wide receiver-ish heavy draft. I don't want to be upset that I didn't take a wide out. Didn't go Pickens because I am not massively high on him. I think Cooper is just a little bit undervalued, and this opens things up for, later Cleveland stacks. I've seen some talk of Pittman not being good for best ball because he doesn't get spiked weeks, but he's still fine. He's fine. I mean, he's not someone that I'm like overly hyped about, but he's fine. The other thing too is that where we're at in this draft, it does open us up for like Anthony Richardson. If he falls, of course. It's not really that big of a fall. I'll go to the other screen. This has been a pretty sharp draft so far. I mean, even the Jalen Hurts reach, you're getting a pretty differentiated lineup just based on where Devontae's gone with her. I mean, Devontae's risen a lot, but it's at least, getting him with Lamb. I'm going to be interested to see what that 101 spot does. But yeah, I don't have a ton of correlation yet. We'll see what happens. Love that Amari. Yeah, I like Amari Cooper a good bit. I think that offense is going to run more plays and throw the ball a lot more. They're going to run at a decent pace and throw more and spread things out. That's going to really benefit the pass catchers. And obviously that means Amari Cooper and David Njoku. So I've got a decent amount of Amari. And obviously he has the upside. We saw his monster. Remember last year he had that monster game. But he had other big games too. But we know that he has a ceiling. Hurts at 25 is ballsy. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to wait and see what they do here at the 4-5 turn. Have you done your Bulldog draft yet? I did. I can read it to you if you guys are curious. I think I went with a 4 running back build in my Bulldog. I did. I'll all right, here we go. T. Higgins and Mark Andrews, it's fine. Pretty normal. And if it actually was Watson's shoulder that was the problem, the offense would be nice. I think that the offense is just a good offense to target in these best ball drafts. I've gotten a lot of Watson. All right, here's my Bulldog team. You guys ready? Aaron Rodgers, Baker Mayfield, Will Levis. Okay. I got Will Levis like 2 or 3 rounds past ADP. Breece Hall, Najee Harris, Jonathan Brooks, Tajay Spears. Those are my only 4 running backs. But I went running back heavy. I have 9 wide receivers. Olave, Tank Dell, Rashee Rice, Chris Godwin, Khalil Shakir, Mike Williams. So I have a little mini stack there. Mike Williams with Aaron Rodgers. Okay, we got to focus here. I'm about to be on the clock. Jalen McMillan, Troy Franklin, Andre Yusuvas, Travis Kelce, Pat Freiermuth. That's my Bulldog team. I really like the higher-ish stakes. I mean, $75, but the higher-ish stakes single entries, they're fun. Here comes Liam. All right, we'll go Anthony Richardson. Stack him with Pittman. Liam, thanks for being a bro, man, and not going with a naked Richardson. Appreciate that. Was the live draft last week the Corgi? We did the Corgi and a Best Ball Mania last week. So I have an idea with my next pick. Some might not like it, but we'll see. Because we already have veered off the wide receiver path. Might handcuff us a little bit. What do you guys think about going Kittle next? Pair him with Gibbs for week 17, but also the Rams get them in week 15. I think if he's there, I'll get him. If he's not, I'll get DeAndre Hopkins or Calvin Ridley. All right, cool. You guys are for it? I'm doing it. Let's do it. Let's get Kittle. All right, we got our anchors at the onesie positions. We got to hope. This is the problem. I don't know if it's like super wide receiver heavy. It started a little wide receiver heavy with Saquon falling. I think it's about normal. So we're going to have to hope that we can get something of substance at wide receiver. Otherwise, this might be a 9 wide. I mean, it's going to be at least an 8 wide receiver team if I can't get one in the 7th. But yeah, now we're getting the correlation with Gibbs and with Puka. CJ Stroud. See, with the CJ Stroud stuff, I talk about this on Becoming a Best Ball Bro, which is going to drop tomorrow. But if I have a Houston wide receiver, and I bet you Liam was trying to do this as well with Tank Dell. I would not take Stroud in the 6th because I don't think that there is a smart enough gap or a large enough, like there should be a larger gap between him to like Lamar and Anthony Richardson and stuff. Take him in the 7th. And if you don't get him, you don't get him, but you can take the chance and extract value that way. Cause you'll see CJ Stroud fall to the late 7th, not infrequently. So if you have Tank Dell, like I guarantee you, if CJ Stroud fell here to 81, Liam would have gotten him to pair with Tank Dell. I like this start. I think it works. Deontay's been creeping up a good bit. And I like that Ridley and Hopkins go back. This is how it's been in my rankings all offseason with Ridley and Hopkins. The gap that we had with Hopkins where he was going at the 6-7 turn pretty frequently, that's shrunk because the gap between these two guys has shrunk. So you no longer get Hopkins at 6-7, but this is the way it should be. I think they should go back to back. I love DeAndre Hopkins. All these wide receivers, though, is making it pretty tough for my spot. Like, we're going to have to maybe go Jameson and reach. But that does obviously work into and play into Detroit. We got to get some running backs off the board. Quarterbacks works. I like when I like when you take an elite quarterback early and then other quarterbacks go a little bit above ADP. Or they don't fall, I should say. We didn't see CJ Stroud fall. We didn't see Kyler Murray fall. More running backs is good. Give us non-wide receivers to give us a choice. We got 3 more picks till ours. Is Liam live streaming this? That'd be hilarious. Have dual live streams. There's not as many people in today. I did it at 3 instead of 2. I usually do it at 2, but I had a different schedule this week because of the lodge and being at the lodge. All right. I mean, we could go David Montgomery too to get some. No, never mind. Never mind. I did not mean to say that. Curtis Samuel's creeping up. I mean, I'm okay with going that route. Hopefully, this isn't a wide receiver pick. It might be, though, given this build. Okay. I don't think Liam will go wide receiver with 5 and with other, but he might. He's streaming. That's hilarious. You guys should all go infiltrate his stream. Yeah, he took Montgomery. This is where we got to reach for Jameson Williams. I have him down in my rankings. I'm not nearly as high, but I think that this is the build where you got to get him, because then you get Detroit and San Francisco. I needed a wide receiver. Feel a little bit more comfortable. I give the Josh Allen drafter. Isn't this wow? The Josh Allen drafter just passed on Curtis Samuel, thinking that this team won't get Curtis Samuel. I guess it's the logic. Like, I'll get Curtis Samuel in the next round if he's there. Jalen Warren, Jordan Addison. There's Curtis. Okay. Still got Curtis. That was a good read. Very good read. Thinking Jonathan Brooks. Get another running back here. I'm not going wide receiver. I don't really care to reach for Cortland Sutton. James Conner is actually the play. We're going James Conner because I have Puka. So we get Arizona in there for week 17 correlation with Puka Nacua. When I'm on the clock, I just speak out loud. You guys can see what's going on in my brain. I would have taken in a vacuum Jonathan Brooks over James Conner. But Conner a little bit past ADP. Pair him with Puka. Kind of a veteran lineup, but it's not bad. Thinking this will probably be like a 2-5-8-2 lineup. The way things are looking. Very quiet in chat today. My goodness. Is it that boring of a team? The Zamir White stuff, man. I don't know if you guys saw the play-by-play of their starters in like a game simulation that they posted, that they tweeted. But both Alexander Madison and Dylan Laube were getting run with the ones. I just don't think that this is nearly as locked up as people do with Zamir White. Not only that, but there's a very good chance he doesn't see passing down work, which is going to limit him to a 2-down. Like an early down runner, yes, they want to run the ball. They want to be balanced, but they're probably not going to run a ton of plays. And I just heard some weird noise. And it's an offense that's just not going to be like that good. No, I'm just busy pounding the keys at work. Such is life. Look at Chase Brown going in the 9th, or beginning of the 9th. Chase Brown above Zach Moss. So that's flipping. We've been talking about Chase Brown a lot on these streams. I've been trying to draft him as much as possible. I'm at like 15-16% exposure. I think I'm at like 10% with Zach Moss. So I'm just drafting the backfield. I've just preferred Chase Brown at his ADP. But that ADP is changing with camp news. Chris Harris was Chase Brown over Zach Moss, or is Chase Brown over Zach Moss. I get it. I think the thing with Moss is goal line work and probably a little bit more work on the ground. But yeah, Chase Brown, I've done a complete 180 on Chase Brown. Beginning of the offseason, I was like, oh, he's going to be overvalued. And then in March or so, I kind of came forward on the podcast with some more research and completely changed my mind on Chase Brown. I liked him as a prospect, so it's been kind of a roller coaster. I was really into him as a prospect. He was a target in my prospect guide last year for anyone who read that and purchased that. But beginning of the offseason, I thought he was a dynasty sell. And then it's just sort of shifted. I mean, my take is definitely more redraft focused than dynasty focused, but yeah, things have definitely shifted a little bit. All right, so there's no need to go quarterback here. Looking at the wide receivers, man, not the best wide receiver sitch. I might go like, I don't know, we'll see. I don't really want to force it with quarterback in this kind of room. Like people will say, oh, just get Brock Purdy or get, like, I'd rather see if we can maybe get Goff, maybe, but I don't even think that's necessary because it's a pretty sharp room. And I don't want to lose equity and capital by not going running back or wide receiver. Like this is yeah, that's a wide receiver pick. Liam's probably going to go running back. There's one running back that I could go two here. I want to go Tajay Spears here because there is a little bit of, you get Indianapolis gets them in week 16. I like Tajay Spears a lot. It gives us flexibility for, maybe even, it at least gives us like flexibility on not drafting a running back. So we'll see. Yeah, Liam got Dak. He likes Dak. He has Ferguson, so it makes sense. And then he'll get Brandon Cooks in the next round. Maybe I'll snipe him. Or he'll get Goddard for that bring back. But yeah, I'm going to get best wide receiver available probably next. I don't feel a need to force more Indianapolis Colts because Anthony Richardson obviously can get it done with his legs. Look, no one can say I'm a bad guy, okay? Liam, this is for you. You can have Brandon Cooks. I'll give you Brandon Cooks. I like Dontavian Wicks more anyway. I like the upside. All right? I'll be a good guy. I'll be a good dude. You can have Brandon Cooks. Oh, he takes Jordan Love with Jaden Reed. Okay, I see you. I at least gave him the opportunity and the option. We'll see what happens with Jared Goff in the next round. I'm surprised he didn't go Cooks though to get a little bit more out of Dallas, but I get it. The CJ Stroud team goes with Brock Purdy. I'm actually surprised the quarterbacks are now going where they're going, just because we saw a little bit of a gap and a wait. Nice guys finish last for real. Look at this quarterback run. Maybe I should have gone Purdy. But hopefully it means that they're not going to get any later. The big thing, though, honestly, it's going to be the Amon-Ra team. They have Lamar. They just took Brandon Cooks. But that's going to be the team that'll take Goff. They just need some wideouts, it looks like, right? They only have 4. But I can take Watson late and be okay with that. Like I said, this is a draft where, I'm not super strong. I mean, it's a sharp draft. There's not many falling values, so I'm okay with not going quarterback there to beef up the wide receiver and running back rooms. There goes Judy, which would have been a nice to have. And Joku would have been okay too. But he went before I picked Spears. When I spend up at quarterback, though, I don't like getting like one of the higher end pocket passers. Like Goff is one thing, but the fact that these two teams at the turn only have one quarterback is a little annoying because they could just get weird. I thought about going Devin Singletary where I picked Spears also because the Colts get the Giants in week 17, but I just like Spears more. Like I don't think I like him more as a player situationally. I like him more, and they get them in week 16, so there was at least something there. This is shaping up to be a JJ draft with Spears and Wicks. I know. It's not surprising that I have them. I am glad that we ended up going Michael Pittman early because we aren't very deep. We're not like incredibly deep at wide receiver. This is the Amon-Ra team. Oh, they went Polk. Okay, so this could be Goff. That would be nice. Because then we squeezed out a round and we're able to get Wicks. Because now there's just more questionable players at wide receiver. Okay. These next teams, I mean, unless this team just randomly gets Goff. Dalton Schultz. Because Liam's not going to get Goff. Hopefully this team with Stroud and Purdy isn't irrational. But Goff is definitely the pick. You get him four picks past ADP. Stacked him. I don't want to take the chance of what goes on at the turn. There's not like an obvious, like I got to get this guy a running back or what have you. I mean, Downs would probably be the play just to get him with Richardson, but I'm not like super keen on forcing an extra wide out stack with a mobile quarterback like this. And with Goff, we got Jameson and Jahmyr Gibbs. The other thing too isn't Laporta? Yeah, Laporta's at the turn. I definitely got to get Goff. They have one quarterback with Laporta. So they're probably thinking right now, hopefully Jagers doesn't get Goff. Here we go. All right, well, Liam took Downs anyway, but we got Goff. All right. We're good at quarterback. Can look at really anything. We have the bring back with Goff, with Detroit, with George Kittle. Don't be nice again. I know, for real. The don't be nice pick would be me taking Marshawn Lloyd. I just like Charbonnet more. The other thing I might do is if Chubb falls, just take a chance on Chubb because we have three pretty good running backs here. And reports continue to be pretty optimistic. And I have Amari Cooper. So that could be a really fun pick. But I'm okay with a lot of these running backs. I think we're going to go running back here. But I'm okay with a lot of different directions. Oh, he had no clue that I was drafting next to him. He's probably going to make fun of me taking Nick Chubb. But I'm taking Nick Chubb. I don't have a lot of Chubb. But now we got some correlation with Amari Cooper. He took Jerome Ford while I took Chubb. Anyone in there, though, that wants to explain to him my logic, feel free. I don't have a lot of Chubb, and my running back room was looking pretty decent. Does the fact that two of your three running backs are on week 5 bye? No, that's not a big consideration for me. We got to look at some wide receivers. Burton or Pearsall, rather. Michael Wilson. All right. We'll see what's there when it's my time to go. Yeah, it's because of that squatting footage. No, there's been more positive reports and positive indicators. And even some of the Twitter doctors who were less bullish are becoming a little bit more bullish. So, I'm going to be underweight on Chubb this year, but I want to get some exposure. And I think where you get exposure is on teams where you have pretty good running back rooms, which I would say starting with Gibbs, Connor, and Spears is pretty solid. Like I'm only going to go one more running back, probably in the late rounds. Wide receivers aren't horrible, but they're definitely not super beefy. Tight end, I just got to probably get it could be a 3 tight end build, but I'm okay with going 2 with Kittle. Pearsall will be solid enough. Yeah, Chubb as an RB4 is where it makes the most sense. And I think Liam had gone more 0 RB, and that's probably why he took, which is why he took Ford. He likes Ford, though, if I recall, more than I do. All right, we got to get some wide receivers. Pearsall just got drafted. I mean, we're going to have to just get guys. There's enough correlation going on in this lineup. My spidey senses are telling me Chubb will hulk up and be like 80% of his old self by midseason. Yeah, maybe. I mean, like, I'm not expecting the world. That's why he went 135th overall. But I think it's possible. Like he's already been an outlier in terms of just how his play style and what he's done. Might need okay, so Liam's gonna go Luke Musgrave 100%. I know there's a lot of Andre Yushavas hype, but I could go Burton. Burton or Demario Douglas is fine by me. So he's gonna go Musgrave. If he doesn't, I'm gonna get Musgrave. So you better go Musgrave, Liam. Better go Musgrave. Yep, there you go. I'm gonna go Burton. Should we go Burton or Demario? I'm gonna put Burton in here for now. Let's go Burton. He gets Cleveland in week 16 also. I like him as a player. Not really buying that he's going to be like unseated, but there's also the contingent upside with him. I got one Burton and one Pop Douglas. We'll see if Pop falls the next round though. I could go Hunter Henry next to get there goes Pop Douglas. I could go Hunter Henry next. Let's see if oh, there goes Hunter Henry. I think we're going to throw the dart on the last tight end. I don't really like the wide receivers here, if I'm being honest. I might reach with Michael Wilson, potentially. We get another Arizona piece. I think Michael Wilson's just undervalued. And if you look at the wide receivers, I don't want to force their running back right now. You look at the wide receivers, we're going Michael Wilson. People might think that's a reach. I think he's just been undervalued all offseason. I guess it's only a 9 pick difference, but yeah, D-Rob would have worked too. I like Wilson though to get a little bit of that um Arizona stackage, right? You get a wide receiver and a running back. So right now we're at 7 wideouts. Hopefully we can get like a relatively stable tight end. I know that that's kind of hard in the later rounds. Need one more running back too. So we need probably one of the non-quarterbacks left. At least. Might be a 3 tight end build. Michael Wilson, now it's definitely a JJ draft. Yeah. Look, Michael Wilson didn't rank that much differently in my year 2 model than Dontavian Wicks did. Now I understand Wicks has Jordan Love, but Michael Wilson's going to be the starter opposite of Marvin Harrison Jr. in an offense that should be a lot better this year. I just think he's undervalued. Maybe I should add him to my players to target this week. I like Greg Dortch too. A lot. I've drafted a ton of Dortch. There goes Kendra Miller. He's been slipping a good bit. I could have gone Jaleel McLaughlin with that last pick to pair him with Burton and to have that week 17 stack. I mean, that would have been fine. But I think that I'm okay with throwing like a dart as my RB5. Where did Dowdle? Okay, Dowdle went here around where he typically goes. So that hasn't been changing. Or that didn't change in this draft, I should say. That team has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5 running backs. They're probably done drafting running backs. Trey Benson, I think, is overvalued. Did some research in the draft or for the draft guide talking about how rookie running backs in the middle rounds that are part of ambiguous backfields, they actually perform worse. So typically we want ambiguous backfields, those middle round running backs who have a middle round teammate with them. You want to draft one of those guys because we see guys emerge from there all the time. But when it's a rookie running back, you actually want to stay away from them historically. It's a small sample, but historically they haven't done as well as when a rookie running back has it stand alone in the middle rounds. So like Jonathan Brooks, there's no other Carolina running back going in the middle rounds with him. That tells us that he's probably almost definitely the most talented running back on his team. Now, obviously there's extenuating circumstances with with Jonathan Brooks's knee, but when there's a rookie running back in the middle rounds with another teammate in the middle rounds, it probably is telling us that that other teammate, coaches aren't going to force the issue with that rookie running back because there's another teammate that's kind of talented. I think I want to go here with this pick. This will give us some correlation for week 17 with Amari and Nick Chubb. We need this team to not do this because they have a tight end need. I mean, what is this quarterback room? Could also go Eli Mitchell as the last back, but I'd rather I can get like Khalil Herbert or something. Oh my gosh, they got Jonnu. Are you kidding me? Well, go Eli now here. This team has 1. This team might go tight end, but I'm okay with Cade. Might go with a 3 tight end build with George Kittle. Actually, I might go Cade Otton Dude, the Jonnu pick would have been so perfect for this build. God, that's tilting. This is what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to go Cade Otton here. Okay? I know there's not much correlation going on, whatever. We're going to go Cade Otton there. And then look at a running back on the bring back. Maybe even get Bucky Irving to pair with Otton to get a little mini Tampa Bay sitch. Eli Mitchell works. But I would like to get, I think Irving is a better pick for this build than Mitchell just to get some production, whereas Mitchell's the upside play. And then, I could go Khalil Herbert, whatever. But hopefully they don't go running back here. They both have 5 also. But Bucky Irving with Cade Otton gives us a little mini Tampa Bay look. And then we could look at wide receiver to close this out, or tight end if we feel the need that we want to get a third. All right, so we'll go Bucky Irving. We have this little mini Tampa Bay thing going on. Now we have kind of a, open, like I think we're fine at running back with these 5. Wide receiver, we definitely need 1 or 2 with the final 2 picks. Or we go with another tight end. Would you guys feel comfortable with Kittle and Otton? I think this is like could go either way. The wide receiver room isn't like amazingly strong. So we could go with a 9 wide receiver build. But I think an 8 is viable. And then going with, like I saw someone say Colby Parkinson. I love Colby Parkinson in the last round as well. Reports are Jordan Mason might steal the RB2 spot. I haven't seen those, but that wouldn't, I think that if CMC goes down, there's probably a committee. Like, I don't think that Elijah Mitchell is like locked into some bell cow workload. But yeah, Parkinson would be a really good fit for this build because we have sort of that mini Arizona LA Rams thing going on. I like that idea. I might even reach for him in the 17th since there's going to be a wide variety of wide receiver options to go to in the 18th. Start thinking about how we're rating this team, folks. Yeah, week 15 with San Francisco. Exactly. Right. That's why we did the Puka Kittle thing. But yeah, I like that idea. We'll see if anyone wants to be a jerk. It's probably going to be the team that got Jonnu, Kelsey, and Ben Sinnott with 3 quarterbacks and Kirk Cousins, Purdy, and CJ Stroud. I mean, Tilt City, man. Fortunately, I think we got out okay with Otton and Irving, but man. Yeah, Shanahan does like Elijah Mitchell. I like Elijah Mitchell. I think he's good. Tyrone Tracy would have fit this build. I was thinking about that whenever I picked Bucky Irving. But, not a big deal. What we should do is get a giant in the last round, though. If I could click these. We could get a double Cincy and get Yushavas there too. Khalif Raymond, actually, probably the best selection to go with Goff. Yeah, we're good. We're good. As long as we can get Parkinson. Which we should. If we can't get Parkinson, we'll go Gesicki, who I have a lot of. You guys feeling this? See what Liam's going to go running back. This is the team that's just so freaking all over the place. If they go with a 4th tight end, man. Any opinion on Davis Allen? Yeah, Andre Yushavas, or however the heck you say it. Isn't it, or Yoshivas? That's what it is. Yoshivas. Keep saying ooh instead of o. I like Parkinson more than Davis Allen because he's playing with the ones right now. So we'll go Parkinson there, and then we'll get this order for wideouts. Yosivash. I thought it was a sh with the s. I'm usually very on top of my pronunciations to the point where like I like bookmark. Yeah, it's like VOSH. All right, here we go. Let's get Khalif Raymond and close this thing up. What are you guys going to rate this? You got Anthony Richardson and Jared Goff. That's a good quarterback room. Jahmyr Gibbs, James Conner, Tajay Spears, Nick Chubb, and Bucky Irving. Yeah, it's probably like a 7 out of 10 running back room. Puka Nacua, Michael Pittman, Amari Cooper, Jamison Williams, Dontavian Wicks, Jermaine Burton, Michael Wilson, and Khalif Raymond. And then George Kittle, Cade Otton, and Colby Parkinson. Mr. Scamper says 8 out of 10. I think it's an 8 out of 10 team. 6.5 out of 10 from Fries. Doesn't like it. I think that, like, I'm not really high on Jamison Williams, but he fits the build. And I definitely needed to force it to make sure that I had, wide receivers. Definitely upsidey with these wideouts, but I paired it with floor wideouts, I think, pretty well. Tight end room's solid with Kittle. I think the running back room is a little bit fragile, but that's what you're going to get. 7.78. Need some things to break your way with the running backs. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel fine when that's the case walking away from these drafts. If I go 5 running back, which is not uncommon, I feel like if that's the answer, that things need to break my way a running back, it's fair. That's fine. That's the one position where, you kind of want that to be the case because it's a lot easier for things to break for running backs to get more volume. I think the wide receivers are going to hurt you, and running back isn't that great. Not a bad team, but Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on how you feel about like this cluster right here. I'm pretty high on Wicks. I'm pretty high on Burton. I'm pretty high on Wilson. And I think Raymond is a really good stacking partner with Goff. Don't love Jameson. I don't have much Jamison Williams. But if he gives us wide receiver 3 production with spiked weeks, not bad. I think it's an 8 out of 10. Maybe 7. I really should have done decimals, but I didn't do decimals. Yeah, I think it's well constructed at least. Exactly. These are all the entries. That's number 96 for Best Ball Mania. Number 96. We are about 50 drafts away. I'm going to keep doing these live streams until I'm finished. Not with all my Best Ball teams, but for a lot of our Best Ball Mania teams, but for a lot of them. But thanks everyone for tuning in as always. Go make fun of Liam's draft in his stream and tell him that my draft was better than his. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in as always. Hopefully you got something out of it. I will try to do this again maybe tomorrow, but I'll tweet it at the very least. But as always, thank you for tuning in.